JavaScript file with node. Type node and the name of the file, which is server.js. It should start like server is working. If you are using VS Code, if you go to extension and install Thunder client, everybody go and install Thunder client on your VS Code as a client. This one, it is installed by Thunder clients on your like VS Code extension. Thank you. It's over 6.1 million downloads. It has this small icon. It helps us to Thunder client. Okay. Oh. Okay. Sorry, I'm coming. My bad. Let me take. Please be installing this Thunder client. Let me. all those things, those long funks. So must have installed it. It's not right. So you see that Thunderbolt, if you install it, if you click it, it should come somewhere like video here. This is why you mimic clients front end. This is what developers, back-end developers use to mimic your React, to mimic Flutter app. Oh, we just started. We have it here. It is still live. So this is what
mimic your content.
Yes, like your React. Your React HTML, they make simple requests to the backend. You understand? So they mimic it, you will get to know it. So how does this Thunder client mimic your React, your front end? Normally, your front end is meant to make requests through HTTP. So you create a new request. There are 4 types of requests. We have get request, post request, delete requests, update requests. So these are the 4 types of requests. Body request that front end sends to this back end. If you want to you want to post your profile, you want to create a profile, use post. You want to post a post on Facebook, you use post. Package them in JSON, then put post type of request and send. If you want to view somebody's profile, it use get as a type of. We will see them. So if you create a new request, you come to this place. Let me start all over again. So you search for Thunder client. Have you installed it?
Yes,
it's all in this place. If you see something like this icon, this Thunderbolt, this place, right? So click it to get to this place. So it creates new request. You are making a new request. It asks you what type. Come here, you see all the type of requests that are very custom, profile, options, head, patch, delete, put, post. Most of the popular one is get, post, put, and delete. Patch is the type of update. It's put and patch are almost the same. So these are other ones, but the most popular ones are these 4, right? Now it asks you what is the endpoint. We call the URL endpoint. Say endpoint. So endpoint is what we call URL when it comes to this kind of development. Front end developer will come, please send me the endpoints for Dennis. Okay, as a back end developer, you create documentation containing all the list of your endpoints like this. Where is my? Okay, we'll see that. So you create list of your endpoints and whatever resources you are accessing with those endpoints. Those are what you created as a route. Your routes are your endpoints. You understand? So the endpoints here is localhost. Is what? Localhost. Then the port, our port, what is the port you used? I used 3000. Some people use 8000. I don't know. I use 3000. So I'm going to put port 3000 here. Eh? Okay, have you installed it? Please let him direct you quickly. Samuel.
This is struggling to open
He say he's struggling to open his network.
It's Thunder.
Okay, Thunder client.
Yeah, so
Have you installed it?
Yeah, I can install it, but open it at the
Okay, look at it here. Along this side.
This is showing how it is.
See, come here. If you come here, you should be able to see something at this side first. At the left hand panel.
Yes,
then you click new request. It will come here. It will definitely lead you here. Where you see this drop down, you can get different type of request, get, post, put. Yeah, we are using it. Then our, of course, our host is local host, but that is column 3000.
When you see your 3,000,
I set it as 3000. If you set your own as 8000 or 80, of course it's in the code. Before you run, look at listen port. You see this place? That is where your port is. Is that clear? That's where your port is located. So that's the new request I created. Get, and now we're going to users, right? Just click this and press send. Routes not found. This was a custom. Is it user or users that we put? 404. This is the status code that we kept.
User, we just creating a user.
No, inside the route, what was the route to create for user? Is it users or students? Sorry, students. Slash student slash student. And you see this eh? Okay, no, now here, look at request, else if request slash student. This is the route for student. This is the endpoint for home. So there are different. This is the endpoint or route for home. You will be using the word endpoints and routes interchangeably. The most recommended is endpoint. Endpoint is just like a road that leads to different resources or the routes. You know now, you click home, it goes to home. You click about, it goes to about. So each of those are called endpoints. You understand? You can call it route, you can call it endpoint. Yes, the same thing. Yes. So now we go to use this is the home. If we go routes not found. The reason why it's sending 404 routes not found and this specific message was because what? We specified it that else send the status code to be 404 and the error message to be what? Routes not found. Exactly? This one is in the case the route the front end developer is looking for does not exist. Tell the front end developer that kind of route does not exist. You can't go to Facebook and say you are looking for, I don't know. You can't go to my profile and say you are looking for Chukwebuka's profile. I don't know. Perhaps mutual friends. Perhaps it works. But a route that doesn't exist is 404. You handle every route, a road, just like creating a wall. You face the front end guy wants to face it and go. If there is no, say please, there is no road here. The only road I have is this one. Follow this one, and that is what you specify in your documentation. There is something we call documentation. All backend developers do documentation to every of your endpoints. You tell them how it is assessed, the way you are assessing it, everything. That is documentation. We'll come to that. But for now, our server should be able to be working like this. If you go slash home, is it home? You should get welcome to home page. If you go slash students, you should get all the list of students in JSON format like this. The server, the status code, the what?
Like this server part, like this.
What is used for is to serve information to the front end. Now, how does it serve information to the front end? I know there was a time I was clearly.
Something like maybe after designing a website, you want to do something.
There is backend side. So quickly, let me create something. At the back, there are two major phases for development generally. We have the front end, we have the back end. There is a back end developer, there is a front end developer. What is the task of a front end developer? The front end developer's task is just basically to create a very sweet UI, and all this JSON that will be coming. Normally get this JSON from the back end. This is what you get anytime you access a server, an API. This is what you get. The responsibility of a front end guy is to create a beautiful way of accessing those JSON files, to make those JSON files presentable. You understand? So later you create a React app that takes in user ID and name, but instead you put CSS, HTML. The ID should be here, the name should be here. But this is you fetching using endpoints and getting JSON feedback. The JSON, you use it to make your app. Is that clear? So we are talking. So the front end. Where is my I'm going to a front end guy is here. The front end. This is the front end. Then the back end, of course. The back end is here. Then the back end. What the back end does is to get response through JSON. What it gets response through what? JSON only. It gets request through JSON. And yes, exactly.
So what kind of request are the front end? Like now, if the form now, Then I'm press filter. It's not going to the back end, right?
Yes, as a request. But you see that back end?
As a user, right?
Yes. So it sends a JSON file from the front end. Maybe it puts username, every information as a JSON file. Bam. The backend sees it and sends a response through JSON file. So it is JSON they use in communicating. It's JSON file. Not the same, but a response in a JSON format. You can say, okay, I need food. The food you put menu is a JSON file, food name, Gary, soup name, Eva. As a request, you send it. Then anyway, I don't know how kitchen people used to do. They send a response in JSON format again. Food name this, but the plate, they add plate. The plate is white. And they added it with extra meat and pomo, even though it didn't specify pomo. They add water. So all in JSON format. So they communicate using JSON. You understand? So ask.
Like if you bring a phone now, and I feel name is Samuel, and all those things, class.
Yes.
I now send it.
Yes.
Then what will the backend do now?
The backend will receive. Now there is a step-by-step process that the backend follows, which the backend developers have told it that in case they make this kind of request to this route, name, username, email, password, class, this is how you handle it. This is how you send the response. And that was how we define it clearly here. Where is that that in the case anybody comes to this student route, you should respond like this. That is a res with a status code this, and also respond with a JSON file like this.
Okay, should I if the person responds this
as a get. As a get type of request, send a response of status code 200. That is the reason why we are seeing the status code 200 means okay.
Okay, status code.
It's just yes. 200 is okay. Anything around 200 means successful. 201 means you have successfully added something. So there are codes. Then you have a resource added. I'll send the cheat code for all those servers. It's just a status code for you. Then 404 means it doesn't exist. Like we enter a route that doesn't exist. We are the one that specified this 404, and you see it's red because it is default. That 404 is an error. And we send a message which is of the type error. So we determine the way we respond to different requests from the back end, and that is what is going on. Anytime you are clicking a button, you are making series of requests. And yeah.
Sometimes when you are using the browser, let's say Chrome for instance, and you go to some website and bring this 404.
Yes. 404, yes.
That's the message from the back end.
Yes, most of the times it's from the back end. All the front end developer have known what type of things you are looking for, and they just design one simple UI and put there for you. So 404 is regarded to be a resource not found error code. But most of the case, as a front end developer, you are not to just user doesn't know 404. If I am not the one telling you 404, 200, 500, you don't know it, right? It is it's a technical responsibility to know. But as a user, front end
Like that
pops up. Yes, it pops up, especially the basic ones. But it's a responsibility of a front end developer to change all those technical languages to something that normal users could understand. You understand, right? Sorry, I'll call you back. It is the responsibility of the front end developer to change all those technical knowledge into something very beautiful. Maybe something I know one 404 that the design. Sorry, the place where they go, exists too. They just design one cartoon, just put one funny face. It's just because it's an instruction on the front end, maybe with JavaScript. If status code is 404, send this page. Do you understand? So instructive, the resource you are getting, you are also designing based on this response. You're making a request, you're getting a response. So yeah. Okay. No, fine.
So if anybody now.
Yes. Yes.
Some guy Johnson name, you write, reply okay.
Okay, this is not. I told you we are coming there. Just the only thing I want you to first know here is the structure of request and response. Don't worry, we will come to different structure of request. Get, post, put. There are ones that there are type of requests you send with resource. There are some you don't send with resource. You are only getting. You don't need to drop something. There are some you are sending with a token. Okay, I want this. This is what I have. I want you to save a user. Okay, you need to supply the user I want to save now. You understand? That is where you make a request with resource. And those are the type of posts. Okay, I want to update this person's details. Okay, what do you want to update it with? I want to change the name to this person, change the password to this. You make requests with resource. There are some requests you make with resource. There are some you don't make with resource. You understand? We will get all those type of. We will get to in depth. The only thing I wanted you to know now is just that there is always a separation between front end and back end, and the communication channel is through this HTTP request and response. The one that goes to the server is called a request, and it could either go with a resource or not. It could go in form of a post, a get, a put, a delete or not. And this one that always come in one. HTTP get it. It's always come as a response. It could come as a response.header or response.status code or response.json. You understand? So those are the different ways. For now, we will go back to the basic request. We created a server that accept that only, we only open 2 doors or 2 channels, or better put, 2 endpoints, which home and students. Any other one that does not exist, we give it a default value, which is 404. It doesn't exist, and when you are sending a response to say it is an error. You understand? We created 2 doors, 2 endpoints. Any other door that is coming is defaultly 404. It doesn't exist, not found. Of course, students exist. Students will come. Students. And you say 200, and the resource, what you send when you created that student endpoint is 1, send the status code 200, and also send this resource, which is a string, a JSON string that we have sent, and that is why we are getting that JSON string and that status code we got from the backend.
So if you choose them, all those names
come out, and in case you go and change it to perhaps you want to add more, you could add more. Joseph. Let's just say Joseph is plenty like this, and we will send the request again. Of course, Joseph. Oh, sorry, we are not using NodeMon. This server has been created and it's static. There is something we call NodeMon. We need to close it, Ctrl C, and start it all over again before we can get that update. We will be by default, because on development we'll be using NodeMon. The small thing that the NPM developed, in case you update your server, there's always a restart. When we come to advanced, so we'll be using a node instead of staying node start. You could add a npm node package manager here, right? And if you want to create an npm manager, you can just go to that file npm init. It means you want to initialize this folder, this server folder. It will ask you this series of questions. What is the package name? I'm going to call it perhaps I'm going to call it server. Yeah, I'm okay with server. Ask you what version it is. I'm going to leave it with version 1.0.0. What description? This is just a test. Entry point, of course, we are using server.js. Some people use app.js as their entry point, depending on the way you name your file. My file is named server.js. Yes. Test command. Are you running tests? There are different types of tests. We have unit tests. We have different types of tests, and we use Mocha. We have Jest that will be running tests. That is advanced programming. There are people who they are paid as testers, right? I want people who can test my code, whether it's running perfectly. You could run different type of tests. What is the test command? Is it npm run test, npm run jest test? When you come to that is not in the scope of your class. Test is another thing entirely. You put that test script here. We are not specifying it. Is there a Git repository? You must have GitHub account, of course. You don't have GitHub accounts? How many repositories you have? When you get home, please, next time, please, when you're coming, you create your GitHub account, okay? Create your GitHub account. Then repository name, you put your GitHub repository name, keywords in case people are searching. Author, I'm going to put Joel Lee. Then license. Yes. As you are doing, there are codes. Is this okay? Yes, I'm okay with it. You see this package.json here, coming with the name, the version, the description, and some scripts. We have a script called start. What the start does, it goes into your terminal and run these things inside your terminal, which is node and the file name, which we have been running. So in case since you installed node, this is npm is installed. Npm means node package manager. It helps you to manage all your node packages.
So was it actually just?
I just typed into that. I just typed npm init, means npm initialize.
So that's when the package
Yes. Let's delete it again and start it all over. Make sure you are, for example, yeah. Follow me, please. Right click on this folder. Okay, I'm too fast. Now let's go straight one by one. Right click. Okay, let's go now. I don't hear. I've heard. All right. It's all right. We only have. You're laughing. Just right click on the folder. Yeah. Right click on this server folder. Open with integrated terminal. This will make your command prompt open through that. On the open with integrated terminal. Then you see, of course, this will come, and you see the last thing that comes is server, right? Forget this main, of course. You see server, of course. Server is the last one. Yes. Session 2.server/server. Did you click on the server folder and open with integrated terminal? You should not. Are you not since? Are you not here? You should see this terminal. Git bash, of course, is here. In your git bash, the last line should be /server, right? That means git bash is opened in your server folder.
I only just showing that folder, that JS.
Did you create a folder for server?
I don't think it. Okay, just leave it like that. It's still fine. As far as you are in the place that is server.js, it's fine. Unknowns, we created the server for. So to start an npm package or to start the package manager, just type npm init. Just see, don't worry. Are you in that folder already? Okay, he has folder. He has server.
And no, it's not inside the folder.
Okay, the server. Okay. NPM means Node Package Manager Initialization. So you want to use the Node Package Manager, which is installed alongside Node, which is helping you to manage all your packages, because there are a lot of packages we'll be installing. We'll be installing Express. Express has a lot of dependencies, which are also dependent packages. So we need a Node Package Manager. In your React, there is a Node Package Manager by default. But this is just like how it starts. Is that clear? So quickly, let's say npm init means we are initializing npm in here. Then don't just enter here to type y means yes to everything and press enter. Sort of all those questions that it was asking you, it will not, could not determine executive to run. Sorry. Okay. Just do npm init. Let's tap it all over and press enter. It will ask you for what is the package name. You can call it anything name. You can leave it server and press enter. You can even press enter till the end. That's what I usually do. Can enter. Let it just. type npm init, npm space init. That is initialization, and press enter.
And just showing me this creativity. It's what
Do you type npm?
inside it already.
Yes, mine is here. We cool, right? Now let's install Express. Then first let's go back to the node package manager. Click that package.json file. This is where all your everything you'll be installing will be managed here, like a repository, a record. Just click on this package.json file and you see all this. Of course, you see node on the start script. You see there is a script side, which is an object. Of course, you know Java's JSON object, which has two tests, which is echo error, no test specify, and exit with 1. This is just like, but for start, it's just to type node. It's just like we are typing node and server. So anytime any person said npm start, she run this script, which is node server.js. You understand? And if you do it, not npm start, and if you press enter, you see server is working. You see node.js, it runs it server at 1.0 start. Of course, if you type npm space start and enter, and so right, we're good. Npm space start. And if you go to your, and you can still run it, it works. Use npm start. It's showing error. Alright. It's not showing error. Unless she has some.
No, it doesn't have it.
Okay, the person is already in the room.
Yes.
Then I have that's another question. Try to compare the price. Just your first problem. Most also that terminal. There is one that the server is running on. See, is it for 3,000? You can't split it. You can't open 2 doors in one place. You can't open 2 doors in one place. You already opened doors for 3,000 with one terminal, and you are here staying. See, if you want to, if you not do it now, delete everything and type npm start on that from that point down. So, and if you go to your Thunder client, which you are using to mimic our front end, and send, it will still bring all this, right? We good? So you see all this. So we understand that. So there was something we needed to do before we continue. We want to mimic the front end quickly. And introduction, we created, of course, we did this one last class, where we created the port 3000, and we can access it through. There is a portal for open a browser or Postman. You could either use Postman or you could use Thunder clients, but the one they use mostly is Postman, and most professionals use Swagger. There are different tools they use to mimic front end. You could either choose to use Swagger. This is new open API file. You can create a new API file where you say, don't worry, leave it. This is just for, don't bother yourself. This is localhost 3000. This is the here. Then digits. If you just go to, this is part. This is part, or you can go to. There are different parts. Is what type of, this is different way to mimic front end. Back end developers use. We use the first one is students. What type of request is a get? What is the response we are expecting for success is 200, and description is okay, right? If we open, this is the JSON format. We do not want the JSON format. You can save it. Sorry, I'm just showing you different. Forget, don't take this too much. Swagger. Don't take this much to the head. We just needed something to. So this is a Swagger and Swagger. Or preview. Okay, we don't have Swagger preview here. Okay, server is running ahead. So this is a simple get. This is another way that backend developer professionally uses it, and at the long run you get to learn it. And if you send get to ask you, try it out, and if you press execute, you get a response. Course error, cross origin resource sharing. Of course, we'll take care of that later. We'll get to know this thing. Don't just leave it. This is not the main thing. Wait. So get to localhost port 3000. HTTP. Let's use HTTP instead. HTTP. / get. Try it out. Execute. Cross origin resource sharing issues. We come to this place, but this, I'm telling you, these are different ways that backend developers tend to use mimic front end like React, HTML, CSS, and all those, right? But in our own case, we'll be using Thunder client for the meantime. And we use Postman as well. So basically, yes, you could use Postman. To mimic front end. Mimicking means you don't have a real front end developed yet. You just want to see how it is responding to them. In the case someone is building mobile app with your API. Let's get some fake APIs from internet. Fake API. Search Google and search for fake API. This is what's in the top? API means application programming interface. We have GUI, graphics user interface, then we have application programming. Are we listening? There are two types of interfaces when it comes to software. We have graphics user interface. That is the graphics that users interface with, as the name implies. You see very beautiful things. That is a GUI. Then there is another interface that applications only interfaces with. That is, I develop an app. It will only, so it's not human being I'm expecting to interface with it. It is other applications. That is what we call application programming interfaces. So I'm expecting your front end to interface with my application. So, and the interface, I'm going to show it like, okay, this is how it is. This is how you are going to interface with it. You make API requests, you make GET requests. So it's just like an instructive way to tell applications how to interface with it. Name is API means application programming interface, and GUI means what? User interface. So those are the two. Clear now? So for the backend server-side development, we are building an application programming interface. We are not interested with the beautiful buttons. We don't care about how the image looks. All we are sending is just a link to the image. We don't even know whether the image is even beautiful. You understand? So long as it is served to the backend, to the front end, it's talking the way we want it to be served. Okay, now we are done. That is the server-side development. Is that clear? And it's very expensive. It's lucrative. It's very hard for you to see a backend developer. It's easier because this is usually abstract. You understand? You are so bent in sending JSON, receiving JSON, instructively telling how to manipulate JSON. So people don't find that very interesting. No, what I'm saying is no, that is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying backend is difficult. I'm saying that it's not everybody that have a belly for backend like you do. You understand? So let's get to so this is a fake API that they developed for testing in case let's go back, sorry. This is so let's try one. So these are resources for polls, let's get this resource. These are different this is what we are expecting to send to front end. So if you call this is an endpoint, and this is how we are expecting to be sending to front end. Something like this. Anytime you request a post on Facebook, Instagram, this is what they send to you from the back end. It is only your app that you install that decodes this into something beautiful. Yes, what you are seeing is the front end and the data that is sent from the back end. Front end is only making this data beautiful to look. For the user to understand. And understand this. Of course, this is how the olden days computer work. As far as you are sending information in JSON and they are seeing it, it's cool with them. But with the era of Microsoft, so if we go to even our Postman, Thunder client, and send this same request, we are expected to get this JSON file that the front end guy will copy and use it inside inside the image tag, right? And make sense with it. So if you copy this, if you go and put it on your Thunder client, you get a list of images in strings. These are pictures actually that you are seeing in text, but the only thing you are seeing here is the image, the link. This link is what the front-end developer will put inside the img tag, image tag. You understand? Because if you even copy this link now and go and post on your browser, normally you should be able to see image. Where is it? Is it on? Okay, where is it? HTTPS. Did I copy it well? Where is the image? So this is the URL. This is the thumbnail URL. So I hope you understand the whole thing I'm saying. Let's move forward. It's not making sense. Okay, please, which part are you not understanding? No, don't worry. The thing is, perhaps I'm over projecting. Now let's take it step by step. Let's do it. So, but
after doing this,
yes, ahead. Your server is running now, right?
Yes.
Our server is running like this.
Your server is running now. What next to do?
All right. Noted. Thank you. We will take it very, very soon. So now let's get back. And there is one terminal. There is one thing that we need to do. I don't know if we created this endpoint. We created for. Okay, did we create for the home page? No, we didn't create for normal slash. We only create. Okay, we create for this. We didn't create for whole info. Let's create one for info quickly on our backend for info. that is /info. Request dot URL equal to /info. Then we get an info, then we send that info, right? Okay, so after the students, before the else, you know there is else if. Let's just cut. You see cutting? Do you know how to cut?
Yes. Before the what?
Can you make your...
Can we see it now? Can we see it now?
Yes.
So after this last X that handles 404, let's cut it. The else, no, leave the else, just the code, that curly bracket. You see the beginning. If you click here, it will tell you the beginning and the ending of the. Are you seeing that? If you click any of the curly bracket, tells you where it begins and where it ends. Don't go and jump into this one and cut this one. Just cut the one that belongs to that else. You see, if you click it, it will highlight something like a box, small rectangle around the beginning and ending of every bracket. Right? Just copy from the beginning like this and down to the ending, and Ctrl X, cut it off. You have it, right? Then you put after yes, to cut. Then after that you see else, but remember else if. Then you put. Then after that, yes, after else, after the if, then you go outside and close your curly bracket first. Let's reduce the plenty red arrow. Have you written this? Have you written the if? Please do it like this. Are you following now? Are you following now, Samuel? I want you to follow.
Okay, close it now. There's something that like now. Have you cut it? Have you cut it? Now, because if I cut it now, that is something like that. No, not cutting. You have it in your pocket. You look like you cut it.
Then else if open bracket, else if open bracket and close that normal bracket. Then of course you go and open and close your curly bracket. So we avoid too much of what we want to handle inside this else if. Please, I want you to follow with speed. Alright? So else if request.url, rec.url, you remember? rec.url is equal to that strict equality. Open your quotation, then you put /info. If your request URL is info, then inside your curly bracket, break and start entering. And said first, you respond the status code, turn it to 200. Res.status code is equal to 200. You can end that first statement. Then another one is response.end. You want to end the response. You open brackets. Then you put JSON.stringify. Stringify to turn this JavaScript object to a JSON object.
Is it after
JSON, yeah. I hope you are following, Mr. Samuel. Okay, sorry. JSON.stringify means turn this JavaScript object into JSON string. Now, what is the JavaScript object? We put it inside the function JSON.stringify. You can break it first and put the JavaScript object and break. Like this. Just break. Or if you don't want to break, just put your curly bracket and break. Is that clear? JSON. Wait, let someone come before we run very fast and someone will be lost. Embrace.send, that's to send. We are sending a response. That's end. We are ending the response with. That is not what we'll be using, because subsequently we'll be using response dot. We'll be using response. You know, we'll be using response end or anything. Don't worry, we'll come when we use Express. Express makes things more simpler, and you should not be expecting something too easy, of course. Then put curly brackets now inside the brackets. Now you want to put in your JavaScript object. You know JavaScript object is inside curly brackets. That is when you put the curly bracket. Then you break, you start putting. What is your response? The first response key. You know JavaScript object is key value, key value. So the first key is message. The message is welcome to home. Info page. Thank you. Then you can put comma and put another key called info if you want, and it could be a string. And the info I want to put, this information means nothing. It's just to keep you busy. Just leave it like that. So this is just